Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute's public teaching in English. Tonight is the fourth public meeting for the Testimonials. This is the second Monday in March, and as in every month, the second Monday of the month, we have our public Testimonials meeting for anyone to join and tell about their plasma experiences. So it doesn't have to be necessarily health-related, just anything with the various Keshe inventions that you've done or variants thereof with the magravs and such, or even with just the plasma fields, experiencing different things with emotions and talking to the plasma and connecting with it emotionally. What are your testimonials and things that you would like to share with the people of the world, the Keshe Foundation technology? Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Flint Mulhausen, along with Danny Moe, and we're here tonight to bring to light some more testimonials. Welcome, Danny.
Welcome, Flint. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight, and you've said it all. And we're looking forward now to hear from you. It doesn't matter how big or small your experiences are or your experiments. Just unmute yourself and speak to us. Thank you. Have anybody who'd like to start? Anybody brave enough?
I'd love to talk about my plasma Coke bottles, but I don't know if that's appropriate or not. So I'll wait to hear other stories and then I'll share mine if there's no other stories to tell.
I'd say we have a few other stories, but somebody has to start, or if you like to start, why not? Libby? Is that right, Libby?
All right, well, I now have 3 Coke bottles hanging in various apparatus. I'm trying to use the tools I made. I made quite a few vector equilibriums. I only have 2 left, but their fields are pretty strong. And I'm just playing with the fields, watching how the nano coating is growing ever so slowly. It's like very slow. And I will probably do more experiments. But when we talked about, is this okay to talk about what we learned in class in here? Is everybody, yeah, anyway. A cigar shape, for me, it's the closest thing as I can imagine creating like a cigar shape from. And I'm going to, they're inside a Coke bottle at the bottom, it's like a little flower. So I'm going to try and maybe put little not plasma reactors, but some kind of little spiral reactor to create the conditions of the universe. I'm just encouraging myself to play because I never did the Coke bottle experiment. And it seems so fascinating, and the key of the energy seems to be in there, but it also seems to be the key of the universe, which is inside of ourselves. So I'm talking to my bottles, I'm trying to make them turn towards me. I've got magnets playing around with the fields of the magnets, and we're having a party in here. So I just wanted to share that it's so much fun to play with these things.
Thank you, Libby. Can you tell us, can you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, I am so sorry. Yes, of course.
No, you're okay.
Libby is the name I use, and I live in Nova Scotia, Canada, on the Atlantic coast. And I've been following Keshe for a long, long time, but I only signed up to become a student in December. I got approved, and it's one of the best decisions I've made because it ties in. I have a very strong spiritual, metaphysical background and no science background at all. I got a lot of the humanities, but no sciences. And I used to do a lot of bead work, and so I love to play with wire. So Keshe just seemed like a natural for me to learn how to speak scientifically about something that is spiritual and that I only had a spiritual language for before. And now I have a more scientific language to help people discover who they really are. To me, it still comes right back to the job of self-discovery, but with a more scientific perspective. And I am very grateful to be learning what I'm learning.
Lovely. Thank you, Libby. Libby, when you're saying you're playing around with the fields of the and the Coca-Cola bottles, what do you mean? What do you
Well,
feel?
inside the bottles, you can see that there's life starting to happen. For instance, the bottles are getting like coated by the chemicals that must be being released from the neck. Just, it's changing before my eyes. And when I put, I don't have all, I have a fair amount of magnets, but they're of various quality and various sizes. And some don't have a hole in the middle, but they're round. So I put those in copper coils to hold them and hang them. And I noticed that when I put them on the Coke bottles, sometimes the Coke bottles just start to spin. And I'm trying to just see how far the fields reach each other by placing the Coke bottles. They're all hanging. Well, they're hanging now. And just trying to get them closer or farther apart to see that if one turns, does the magnet on the other one catch that field and turn? Yeah, for me, I've never played that much with magnets and watching fields. So for me, it's just seeing the interactions between my thoughts, between the magnets, and if I place a magnet here, does it pull it over there? To understand the invisible fields and try to make them more visible to myself.
Lovely. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to share their experiments with the Keshe technology, or what they have seen or tested or felt? Or Peter, would you like to speak about one of your experiences if you're there?
Yes, I'm there.
Hi, how are you?
Of course, I can speak about my latest experience. And I would like to share the screen and to show you. Wait a moment. I have to bring up the picture first. So
no, Peter is also a student with the Keshe Foundation.
And a teacher.
And the teacher.
Yes, and about 2 weeks ago, I had terrible pain in my hip. It started with terrible pain in my hip. And of course, immediately I started to put on the hip one of the health patches, the CO2 first, and this time it didn't help. So I thought it could be maybe much stronger because the pain was so strong. And I put 3 of the patches, one CO2 and one CuO and one CH3 on the hip, and nothing happened. And then in the night, it was getting so heavy, I couldn't walk anymore. I couldn't really walk, even to get a little load on the right leg. It was too strong. I broke in, and so I had to take a painkiller, I have to say, after 2 years the first time. And then, you know, the painkillers, they do not last very long. And after a few hours, the pain come back and I couldn't sleep. And this was getting on for 3 days like this. And one night when I really had really bad pain again, I thought of something. Maybe it is not the hip, but it is somewhere else, the pain. And then I got up and I made a CO2 patch and put it on my back, on my lumbar, but a little bit higher. It's covered also. It was a patch like you can see it here. And after 15 minutes, the pain was nearly gone, and after a half an hour, all pain was away. And then I made this kind of patches, one on the others. This is a size of about 26 centimeter large and 26 centimeter wide. And I put them two together, and I put it on the jacket, on my jacket. And I wear it all the day. And after a day, it was really good then. But still in the evening, I remember in the last or before it was before the German teaching, I couldn't sit on my computer with my legs crossed. I got pain then. But then I made these 2 patches and 4 others, and I laid on these 2 patches, and I covered myself with 4 others of them, the same size, but 4, 2 and 2. And I slept really beautiful. I had beautiful dreams. I could sleep so deep. It was amazing. And I did this for 3 days and finish. It's over, nothing anymore. And because there is another story, you know, because when I thought it could be my hip, I was really, I was thinking it could be maybe some heavy metals, and maybe I should have a blood analyzing. And so I made an appointment with the doctor. And this took some days for me to go to them. And then on the Monday, I went to him, and I had they took my blood. And when I got to the doctor, I brought him 2 of these patches too. And I said to him, this is from the Keshe Foundation, and you can please try it. It helped me so much for my pain. And when I got the other day to get my blood values, what was nothing, it was okay, my blood values. But when I got to there, they said me, even in the helper of the doctor said me, oh, they are already in use, your CO2 patches. So it was amazing. And then it went 1 week through, and lastly on my door it knocked, and there was 2 ladies outside, and one I could see it was the doctor's helper with her sister, and they came and they asked me if I could give to them another CO2 patch, and I made an appointment and say yes, and on Wednesday they can get it. And the sister has a breast tumor, and she wants to try it with this. And so this is the whole story of this whole things. So my pain helped us also to bring new people to the foundation. So that was it.
Thank you, Peter. That's very, very good. And as I understood, you had the pain patches on your hip first.
Yes, and that was the wrong place. And you know, the best patch cannot help if you put it on the wrong place. And for this, we really need to know where to put it on and for what purpose. And therefore, maybe the doctors are quite good because they can diagnose and they can say, this is the reason or that is the reason. So, but I found it out by myself, you know.
Very good. Thank you so much. And you're saying you've passed on your patches to the doctors as well, and they're experimenting with it, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. And they are really happy with it. And I think it will go, maybe this doctor will come to the teachings soon.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter.
You're welcome.
Maybe there's one thing we should mention regarding this and that is that the pads are personal. So it's no good that people get a patch and then they give it to a friend and so on, because the patch adjusts itself to the person that uses the pad. Just this little info.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you,
And
Aaron.
you know, the first thing I said to the doctor, use the patches only on real tissue, not on foreign tissue like bolts and plates from operation, and only give it to one person at a time. So not pass it to another. So this is clear.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. Would somebody else like to share with us?
Yes, Roland has his hand up.
Roland, fantastic.
Hallo, erstmal einen schönen guten Abend euch allen.
Hello, Roland.
Bist du wieder so lieb zum Übersetzen?
Yeah, maybe I can translate, or Peter can help. That worked well last time, didn't it, Peter?
Ja.
Okay.
We
Zum
can
einen mal
share.
zu Peters Erfahrung. Das kann ich nur bestätigen. Wir bei uns hier, wir machen sehr viel mit diesen Heilungsgeschichten, wisst ihr ja schon. Und bis hin zu Schmerzen in den Füßen und Beinen arbeiten wir eigentlich immer nur am Rücken, immer nur über die Nervenbahnen sozusagen. Und zwar immer mit Pads an Rückenseite, Wirbelsäule und an der Vorderseite. Das heißt immer die gebenden und nehmenden Pads. Das funktioniert tadellos und ich muss nicht unbedingt immer, also das, was solche Schmerzen betrifft, wie die Hüfte oder sowas, ich muss nicht immer an die Stellen gehen, das ist schon richtig. Manchmal kann ich da überhaupt nichts erreichen. Ich fange mittlerweile gleich am Rücken an.
Translate.
He said he can only say they have the same experience as I have. They always start on the back, and even with the legs and feet, it's the way. And was hast du noch gesagt? Ich habe jetzt nicht alles, es war zu lange.
Okay, Entschuldigung.
Ja.
Ich habe es aber immer mit dem Energiefeld, also mit 2 Pads. Ich mische ja in dem einen Pad am Rücken die 3 Ganzwassersorten und auf der Vorderseite nur CO2, also CO2.
Okay. So he said he made it always with 2 pads to have an energy field and not only with one. And the stronger is on the back, yes.
Ja, das Gebende.
Yes.
Mhm. Genau. So, das war mal das eine. Zum anderen habe ich 2 Dinge, die ich noch sagen möchte. Eines zum Thema Gesundheit. Ich habe seit jetzt 14 Tagen angefangen, einigen Leuten, die ein bisschen so psychische Probleme haben, angefangen von Burnout über Angststörungen und leichte Depressionen, CO2-Wasser und in verschiedenen Mischungen zu geben.
He started with people who have psychic problems with fear and depression, and so to give them the patches. And what happens? Was ist passiert?
Nein, nicht die Patches. Ich habe zu trinken gegeben. Das heißt also diese Schnapsgläschen.
He gave them to drink the Gans Water.
Ja. Und zwar in der Regel eigentlich so ungefähr 10 bis 15 Milliliter und das 1- bis 2-mal am Tag, je nachdem, wie schwer die ihre Situation einschätzen.
He gave him 10 to 15 milliliters 2 times a day, depending how heavy the situation was.
In bisher allen Fällen haben die bereits nach 2 Tagen von einer Besserung gesprochen, also für sich selber wahrnehmbar eine Besserung.
So in any cases, after maybe 2 days, they spoke about the betterment of the situation in their own view. They see it.
Wobei es natürlich im Vergleich oder im Gegensatz zu der Psychopharmaka hier nicht ein Eindämmen der Gedanken oder ein Lähmen hervorbringt, sondern ganz im Gegenteil. Die Leute werden geistig richtig aktiv.
So in contrary to the other way this is usually done with the psychopharmacas. They are not sedated or calmed down. They are really active, becoming active more and more.
So ist es. So, dann habe ich noch etwas ganz anderes gemacht. Und zwar geht es bei mir hier jetzt um ein Experiment, das mit dem Aussprühen von Räumen zu tun hat. Und zwar habe ich ein Glashaus ausgesprüht.
Then he have done something else, which has to do with the spraying of the rooms. And this means he has sprayed a glass house.
Also, so Gewächshaus. Mir ging es dabei darum, festzustellen, natürlich unter optimalen Bedingungen, inwiefern wirklich sich dieses Energiefeld, das Plasmafeld aufbaut und wie messbar es ist. Ich habe einen großen Gärtner gefunden, der 2 große Gewächshäuser mit je ungefähr 300 Quadratmeter hat, die baugleich sind, die an gleicher Position stehen sozusagen. Das heißt, gleich im Wind, gleiche Sonnenanstrahlung und so weiter.
He wanted to figure out if there is really an energy field that is building up in spraying the glass houses. And he have found a gardener that has 2 big 300 square meters tall glass houses, 2 sides the same, and this is ideal for this. And that he made a test with it.
Ja, also der hat mehrere als diese 2, aber wir haben 2 ausgewählt, die ein bisschen auseinander liegen. Ich habe dann bei dem einen etwa 560 Quadratmeter Glasfläche besprüht. Ich kann auch ein Bild zeigen, wenn ich soll.
Yes, ja, kannst du zeigen, ja. He sprayed about 560 square meters of glass and he can show a picture of it.
So, seht ihr es?
Ja.
Yes, we can see that.
Könnt ihr
It's a
sehen?
greenhouse now. And
Yeah, greenhouse, yeah.
and did you spray it,
Greenhouse,
or Roland,
Ja.
did you spray it, or did you?
Hast du es alles gesprüht? Oder,
Ja. Die Glasflächen sind oben am Dach. Die Seitenflächen sind Kunststoff. Die habe ich komplett, alle Seitenteile, alle Dachflächen gesprüht.
Also nur die Seitenflächen oder das Dach?
Nein, auch das Glas, komplett.
So he sprayed the sides and also the roof.
From the inside and the outside, or just from the inside, Roland?
Hat das von inside,
Just inside.
Just inside.
Ja, nur die Innenseite. Ich habe also hier ungefähr verbraucht 22 Liter Ganswasser.
He used 22 liters Gans Water.
Das Interessante ist, das sind jetzt ungefähr 10 von diesen Gewächshäusern hintereinander. Ich habe praktisch eines dazwischen neutral gelassen und habe jetzt als Referenzobjekt praktisch das zweite danach, auch um dort die Temperaturen zu messen. Beide sind komplett baugleich.
So there are 10 glass houses behind each other, one behind each other, and the first, the one he left, oder wie hast du das gesagt? Eines hast du ausgelassen.
Genau, eines übersprungen.
One he did not spray and to have a reference. Und wie waren die Werte?
Komme ich gleich dazu. Seht ihr jetzt, wie ich das gesprüht habe?
Yes, we see.
Seht ihr das Bild?
Ja.
Also das geht ganz einfach mit so einer Kolbenpumpe am Rücken. Das hat ein Fassungsvermögen von 18 bis 20 Liter, das Ding.
So with a pump on the back, he could very easily spray on it.
Did he spray the inside or outside or both?
Only the inside he sprayed.
Inside.
Ja, nur die Innenseite. Wir haben dann, die beiden Gewächshäuser wurden dann im Boden bearbeitet, also abgezogen, sodass keine Pflanzen mehr drin sind oder drin waren.
Then they cultivated the floor, that there are no plants anymore, and that the bare earth that they could start. Und dann?
Das sieht dann jetzt so aus. Und wir haben die dann 14 Tage komplett in Ruhe gelassen. Das heißt, niemand ist reingegangen.
For 14 days, they left the glass house and nobody get into it.
Nach 14 Tagen haben wir erstmalig dann gemessen und hatten einen Temperaturunterschied zwischen diesen beiden Glashäusern von 1%, 1 Grad, Entschuldigung, 1 Grad, das was ja nicht viel ist.
And after 14 days, they measured the temperature and they have a temperature difference between of 1 degree Celsius, which is not very much, he said.
Aber damit habe ich gerechnet, weil sich das Feld ja erst aufbauen muss. Wir haben dann 3 Tage später angefangen mit den Aufschreibungen. Also, und zwar deswegen, weil wir dann 3 Tage später erstmalig dann eine Differenz von 5 Grad Celsius hatten. Also eine erhöhte Temperatur.
But he counted with that in the first phase because the field has to build it up itself. And a few days later, they measured and they made the measurements, and then they had 5 degrees Celsius more warm.
Das werden wir jetzt weiter verfolgen. Also das Projekt läuft jetzt ein ganzes Jahr lang. Wir werden jetzt die Temperaturen aufschreiben. Ich werde immer wieder mal berichten davon. Die Glashäuser werden auch gleich bepflanzt. Also das Interessante für uns sind 2 Dinge. Zum einen die Temperaturen, Sommer wie Winter. Und zum anderen wollen wir auch sehen, wenn dann in diesem besprühten Glashaus auch die Pflanzen wiederum besprüht werden mit unserem Ganswasser, wie wir auch damit noch weitere Erfolge ziehen können bei der Aufzucht der Pflanzen. Also wir werden auch das mittesten.
So they want to observe this during 1 year, and they will plant the same plants in both houses, glass houses, and they will observe furthermore. And even during the planting, they will spray the CO2 on it.
So werden wir also eine Dokumentation haben über die verschiedenen Jahreszeiten, auch im Sommer eben, ob es auch ein bisschen Dämmeffekt hat und dann eben auch was auf die Pflanzen angeht. Ich habe eines schon am Anfang mal gesagt, jetzt nicht hier, aber so, ich freue mich riesig, dass ich einen Gärtner gefunden habe, der mit so viel Engagement und mit so, wie soll man sagen, mit so einer Offenheit darauf sich eingelassen hat. Er hat also wirklich die volle Motivation, ein optimales Ergebnis zu bekommen, also ein Vergleichsergebnis.
So he said he's really glad that he have found a gardener that is really making with these tests and observations, and that they can look over a long period of time. And what I wanted to say him is you could also use the CO2 Gans bottles, not only spray them, but hang on in the air at several places the CO2 bottles. Ich wollte dir noch was sagen. Hängt bitte auch an. Okay, hast du gehört, verstanden.
Peter, ich verstehe Englisch, aber mir fallen die Worte nicht ein, wenn ich sprechen muss.
Okay.
So, also das werden wir testen. Wir werden anfangen, dann auch Kupfer reinzuhängen in verschiedenen Abständen und sehen, was dort passiert.
Maybe better not the copper, because plants and copper is not so good. But what you could do is hang in the amino acids.
Yeah.
This is the nutrition for the plants. It is very important.
Okay.
And
Good.
For all kind of disease, you can use the amino acids.
Okay. Also wir werden das dann so tun und wenn ihr Ideen habt, was man da testen könnte innerhalb dieses Jahres, könnt ihr mir das gerne sagen, gerne erklären, was ich wie machen soll, und wir werden versuchen, hier Ergebnisse zu bekommen.
Gerne.
Ich hoffe, dass das für alle interessant ist. Das war's von mir heute.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Roland.
Maybe you could write your name that I can contact you.
Ja, selbstverständlich. Peter, mach ich.
Because I'm in the agriculture teaching, and we can certainly give you some ideas what you could do more.
Roland, also there
Okay.
is the website, the kfssi.org website, where you can leave your testimonials as well and put up a picture or something. But thank you very much.
Ja, ich danke euch.
Thank you. That's very interesting. I wonder what is growing
Ich
there
kriege
now.
das Mikrofon nicht mehr aus. Ihr müsst mich muten, ich kriege das das Mikrofon nicht mehr aus, weil der
Sorry,
Bildschirm jetzt...
Flint, would you be able to mute Roland, please? He can't access his.
Sorry. Okay, yes.
Thank you.
So it's pretty amazing, 5 degree plus without more heating anymore.
Yeah. Do we have somebody else who has some news for us or would like to share anything he's doing or has done or she has done or?
Yes, Arthur.
Oh yeah.
The Arthur's video.
Yeah, hello, I'm here.
Hi Arthur.
Hi.
Sorry, where are you from?
I'm from Poland, but now live in Holland. So
Okay.
yeah, what I sent a link with my video. That was a video was made frame by frame. One frame was 1 second. So I made a video like 15 minutes in real time.
And what is this about, Arthur?
It's about showing how my emotion of my happiness work with amino acids. When I put my hands here, it's yeah, getting faster, going around the box.
So you have your hands around the box, and what is inside the box now?
Inside the box, it's Gans of CH3 with amino.
Ah, okay.
And usually I'm playing with it, trying to put my emotion into it, like using bad emotion for us, like hate or upset, something like that. And it's not work like with my happiness. Usually when I'm happy, I have smile on my face. It's like you can see, it's yeah, going around really fast.
And do you have instant results, Arthur, or does it take a while when you put your hands around the box?
It's after a few, exactly maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute, and it's go faster. Like when I sit next to the box, it's not so fast, but when I put my hands close to the box, then it's going faster. What I observed.
Yeah, that is very unusual.
Yeah, and one more thing what I can share is my son has yeah, now he has 2.5 years, and he has when I remember, he has the strange rash on his skin. Sometimes was the red places around his arms and legs. We used to meet a lot of doctors and use a lot of creams, stuffs, medicines, and it only helps for 7 till 10 days. And after that, it was coming back. So I decided to bath him with CO2 water. And one time, I remember it was Monday. I put him into the bath with 1 liter of that plasma water. And next day I saw result. So I yeah, the rash was gone. The skin came back like a baby skin. Like you can see on the advertisements, it's silky and yeah, and so I repeat the bath next day, and it was maybe 1 month ago. Until now, we don't use any cream, any nothing, and his skin it's with no rash, no red places. So I saw that result as well.
And can I ask you, Arthur, what did
Yeah.
you use in the bath on the rush of your son? What kind of Gans was that?
That was a Gans of copper Gans.
Okay, and you used the liquid
I use
water?
only plasma water.
Plasma water.
Yeah, I don't know how much water, normal water, was in the bath, but I put around 1 liter extra one time, and the second time was less, something like half liter. I exactly didn't check it properly, but yeah, first time was about 1 liter, and the second time was half liter. Mix it with normal water.
Yeah,
So
lovely.
I
Thank
did
you.
it only 2 times, and yeah, 1 month ago until now I didn't bath him with the plasma water, and also I haven't seen any rash, any red places as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to share with the rest of the world? Doesn't matter what area it is, if it's got to do with your magraphs or treatments or agriculture or just a feeling, or just open your microphone.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be English.
Yes, exactly. So if anybody like to use Polish, I'm sure we find somebody who translates, or English or German.
This is Willy from Norway.
Hello, Willy.
Hello, Danny. I'm a student from Keshe Foundation, and we have another student in Norway. I don't know if she speaks English, but she has a dog and has had some problems with the dog's hip, and that the dog was feeling kind of old, or at least they thought he was feeling old because he wasn't not very happy anymore. And she has gotten some plasma water and just given him the CO2 water to drink. And after some weeks with drinking the CO2 water, the dog is quite happy. And he has had the CO2 patches for his hip. And he's a very happy, active dog now, and not a very old-looking, kind of a little bored dog that he was. So
Very good.
I don't want to say the name because she hasn't given my approval.
Okay.
But
Thank you for sharing. That was an old dog you were saying, and
yeah,
and he had hip problems, yeah?
Yeah, it's quite some years old, and it's a Labrador or a Golden Retriever, I think. And yeah, so he wasn't feeling very happy, but now he's a very happy dog, acting like a puppy.
Beautiful. That's the way it should be.
Doesn't take much, just a little CO2.
Yeah. Do you know how long she gave him that CO2 water, or the patches?
Well, she's been giving him for like, I think 3 or 4 weeks now, but after a couple of weeks, they start to notice quite a difference.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Will. Really.
And if there are any Norwegians, hvis det noen norske, så snakk norsk, talk Norwegian, and I will translate. Jeg vil oversette, kommer til å oversette hvis det skal være nødvendig. Thank you.
That would be beautiful.
Thank you, Willie.
Yeah.
Because our Norwegian isn't that great, Flint, is it?
Well, you can say
It's as good as Google Translate.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot against Google Translate for the Norwegian language.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
But it's getting better, I can tell you. So it's not that bad anymore.
So we'll soon be fluent then.
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to
You can
to
even
come
get
with?
it for you.
All right. Yeah, that's an option now. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to say that. Thank you.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you. Do we have more people who have something to share?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, who's this?
Here is Marzena aus Poland. But
Marzena?
yeah, but I need a translator of Paweł oder Artur, because I speak very little of English.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
Paweł, you there?
Yeah, you can go on, Marzenka.
Okay.
Oh,
So
great.
you can start by introducing yourself, who you are, and go forth.
Możesz się przedstawić, kim jesteś, skąd jesteś i opowiadać o wszystkim.
Yeah, my name is Marzena Luszcz. Paweł, musisz powiedzieć, że jestem urodzona w Polsce, ale mieszkam od 8 lat w Niemczech, tak? I chcę przedstawić moje roślinki Litchi, no i ten system, co zrobiłam z Gansów.
Okej. Mam na imię Marzena Luszcz, mieszkam... sorry.
Of English.
Okay, that's fine, okay. So my name is Marzena Luszcz. I'm living in Germany for the 8 last years, but I've been born in Poland. And what I would like to present you today is basically the plant. Jaka jest nazwa tej?
Paweł, you're real faint. Do you have just a better reception or better mic? You're coming through okay, it's just real faint.
What about now? Can't do anything right now.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to run as it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Took over the translation, then possibly we can achieve a better quality of the sound. Litchi,
Tak, to są litchi, takie tajlandzkie owoce.
Okay, so she would like to present some kind of Thailand's fruits, which one are called litchi. She was using, the plasma technology over them. And then she would like to present another, let's say, system, which one she built in her house. Okay, Marzenka?
Tak, tylko potrzebuję screen podzielić.
She would like to show a screen.
Yeah, you can probably walk her through that, right?
Yeah. Marzenka, wiesz, jak to zrobić, nie?
Of course. To są początki litchi, które zasadziłam.
Okay, that's the very beginning of when she planted this plant. So that's a very, very beginning.
To już jest jakieś 2 tygodnie po tym, jak je trzymałam godzinę same nasiona w wodzie CO2. Potem je zasadziłam, to jest 2 tygodnie po. Zresztą tu widać, kiedy są zrobione zdjęcia po lewej.
And that was the preparation before the seeds went into ground. The preparation of the seeds was about 2 weeks when she was dipping those seeds an hour daily for the period of 2 weeks before the seed went into the ground.
Wcześniej próbowałam je tak samo zasadzać, zanim znałam technologię Keshe, ale żaden mi nie wyrósł.
So this plant is a bit hard to be grown. So she was trying with this plant before she get touch with the Keshe technology, and all the attempts failed. So this is the first attempt, which one she actually succeeded.
Sorry, interrupting you, Marzena. Did you say the fruits are litchis?
Marzena, czy to było Litchi?
Jest.
Okay. Aren't they grown usually in Asia?
Czy one rosną gdzieś w Azji, zazwyczaj w Azji?
Ja je kupiłam w sklepie tu, ale są sprowadzane z Azji.
Yeah, she bought it in a shop, like in Germany, but normally they are Asian plants, let's say.
Yeah, so they are very hard to grow at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Marzenka, możemy kontynuować?
To jest już przesadzone są do mniejszych doniczek 6 dni po pierwszym zdjęciu.
Okay, so this picture has been taken six days after she showed us the first one, and obviously the plants has been moved to the smaller pots. Okay, Marzenka.
To już jest 4 dni później.
And this is 4 days later after the previous one.
To jest, czekaj, to jest 20, a to już jest 25, czyli następne 5 dni później.
And this picture has been taken after another 5 days after previous one. So as you can see, the plants is actually, growing quite well and is quite healthy as well.
Tak, i po lewej i po prawej stronie są 2 patche z CO2. W jednym są 2 krople, w drugim 10.
Okay, and on the right and left hand side, Marzena is keeping, the patches with the CO2. Is that CO2, Marzena? Czy to jest CO2?
Tak.
Yeah, with CO2 water with the different mass gradient. So in one is 10 milliliters, and in the second one is, how much was in the second one?
2.
And in the second one is 2 milliliters of liquid plasma of CO2.
I wszystkie są podlewane CO2 wodą, tylko.
And yeah, and all are, moistened with the CO2 water as well. Watering with the CO2.
To jest następny dzień, dzień po.
And this is day after the previous picture.
Bardzo szybko rosną.
And they growing very fast.
To są zdjęcia z 2 marca.
And those pictures are from 2nd of March.
I widać jak wychodzą te, które nie chciały wyjść jakby, ale wszystkie są zdrowe i do tej pory pięknie rosną.
And you can see on this picture that the plants which one has been a bit late with the process, they start growing as well, and they looks quite healthy, and they are pretty much in the same condition as the first ones.
Okej, i teraz będę chciała pokazać ten system, wiesz co zrobiłam z gansów.
And now she would like to present, the system which one she made of the liquid plasma of GANSes.
Na podłodze leży CO2, CH2.
Okay, so she got on the floor 4 samples with. Marzenka, możesz ściszyć swój mikrofon, jak ja mówię, bo jest strasznie.
Mam wyciszony.
Aha, ale czy możesz go wyłączyć? Bo strasznie to u ciebie odbija się, wiesz?
Ale ja wyłączam, jak kończę mówić, to wyłączam.
Wyłączasz, dobra. Okej. Okay, so Marzenka is describing to us what kind of liquid plasma she have in certain containers.
I'm sorry, Pavel, what is the top one?
The top one is only H2O, so it's just the water.
Aha. No, I'm sorry. I mean, you have CH3 zinc and the other one.
Oh, that one in the middle. That one in the middle, that's the lead. Lead with mix of liquid plasma GANSes from the herbs, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the names of those herbs in English, so I'm not gonna, try to even pronounce them. But there is also the Gans of garlic inside the middle one. So there is a huge combination of different GANSes plus GANS from lead. I mean the liquid plasma. Okay.
Tak, nad głową, tu posadziłam pośrodku nich krzesło i nad głową powiesiłam na lampie zwykłą butelkę coli ze zwykłą wodą.
Okay. So as you can see, there is 4 reactors sitting on the floor, but there is another one, which one has been attached to the lamp, and this is like a Coca-Cola bottle with water. And what Marzena done, she put, you can see that here, in a 3D perspective. And what she done, she put the chair, having this lead and other mixes of herbs container just more or less in the middle or in the axe of the chair, and with the axe between the chair and the lamp. Pretty much like you can see on this picture.
Teraz wszystko ładnie widać. Jak stałam robić zdjęcie, to kota wlazła i nie chciała zejść.
So apparently the cat loves this seat. She doesn't want to go away.
Excuse me, Pavel. What's in the bottle on the top?
That's just the water.
Okay, plain water.
Tak.
Yeah, that one was hanging from the ceiling.
Yes, that's what is hanging in the bottle from.
Tak, i kiedy usiadłam na krzesło, po jakichś 2 minutkach czułam, że strasznie nogi od kolan do stóp robią się ciężkie. No i wiesz, te nasze mocne świderki na głowie i strasznie ciężki hełm.
Okay, so when she sit down in this on this chair after approximately 2 minutes, she start recognizing that her legs from the knees down to the feet become very, very heavy, and she discovered that she started having, sort of very strong sensations on the tip of her head, and she was feeling like she's wearing a very massive hard hat on her head.
Później zaczęła mnie mocno boleć prawa noga, a tam na prawej nodze już miałam 2 operacje na żylaki.
And after another some time, she started feeling quite strong pain in her right leg, and when she was thinking about this why, she remembered that she had the operation on the veins some while ago, in this leg.
Teraz siedzę, tak powiedzmy, 2-3 razy dziennie po 20 minut i ta prawa noga, gdzie po operacji, gdzie kiedyś błąd zrobili, jest mniej spuchnięta.
Okay, and now she's sitting on this chair with all this setup approximately, 20 minutes twice or 3 times a day. And what she've noticed, because this like what she had operation on, there was a bit of a failure, let's say, of doctors, and she had I forgot this word. This leg was slightly bigger.
Proszę?
Can you help me with that word?
Was that a thrombosis or water in the legs?
Like when you hit something, you're getting like,
a bruise?
Yeah, bruise. But this
a
is
bruise.
This getting like, a bit more Oh, come on. This sort of thing is growing.
Nie, to było, oni źle mi zrobili nacięcie na nodze i to spowodowało, że pod kolanem po lewej stronie od środka łydki mam taką gulkę i ona się już zmniejszyła po tych 3 dniach. Także to nie jest jakby tromboza, w tej chwili
since the operation has been made, after 3 days, this I don't know how to call it, a bit of this is not a tumor, but something like, you know, a foreigner body, let's say, just a bit. So this thing start getting smaller and smaller.
That's very interesting. Thank you very much for sharing, Marzyna.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very interesting.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pavel, for translating. It's nice to see people playing around, setting up things, turning their living rooms into laboratories, and yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Ich hätte gerne noch was dazu zu sagen. Darf ich?
Sure, Roland. Yeah, Roland, like to add something. Yeah, please.
Ich habe mich mit einer Heilpraktikerin, die sich mit den Sachen näher auseinandersetzt, warum diese Energie überhaupt hilft, mal unterhalten.
He talked with a health practitioner that why these energies can help. And
Sie hat es erklärt, im Prinzip eigentlich, dass das über die Mitochondrien geht. Die Mitochondrien, das sind unsere kleinen Akkus, die wir in jeder Zelle haben. Normale Zellen haben 1500 ungefähr und im Herzbereich haben die Zellen ungefähr 3000 Mitochondrien.
And she explained it that it has to do with the mitochondria in our body, and normal they have 1500, something around this.
Und diese Zellen, also diese Mitochondrien in diesen Zellen, das sind ja ein paar Milliarden, die wir im Körper haben, nehmen diese Energie auf und geben die weiter. Und das sind die kleinen Akkus, die uns am Leben erhalten, sozusagen. Das wollte ich nur dazu sagen, daher kommt das.
And she told these cells, these are a few millions, they take the energy and they are like accus, like batteries, and they give the energy to the surrounding. But this is the explanation of this naturopath.
Okay, danke.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Roland, for adding that information. Beautiful. Has anybody else a testimonial for us? Anything they'd like to share with the rest?
You can just simply unmute and start speaking in whatever language, or raise your hand.
Yes, don't be shy. We have good translators here. And there will always be somebody who understands you.
Yes, you know, maybe I can also share another thing, because when I had my pain in the back, in the hip, because I covered the whole body, so from the back, basic of the back to the neck, and in front the same. And I have seen that normally it was in the earlier years, it was always the same thing. The older you get, it's quite normal that you have to go up one time in the night to go to toilet. So, and then you can't sleep anymore the whole night. So your sleep is interrupted. You have to get up, And then I worked with the patches, and I felt I do not more go to the toilet in the night anymore. But then I have maybe 1 year, I didn't need to do anything. And I felt that it was coming back a little bit. So again, once in the night, I had to go up. And after I put these patches on my back and in front, I realized again, I can sleep the whole night without getting up. So the sleep is no more interrupted, and I can sleep the whole night without having to getting up one time, single time.
Thank you, Peter. Do we have more people who would like to give us their testimonial? Give us ideas to play with. Tell us about their experiments, experiences, or somebody else's experiences that they've heard of. Flynn, do we have anyone else?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
We might be all testimonialed out here.
Testimonial out, yes. They're probably in the laboratory and working with experiments. Everybody's so healthy that it isn't needed.
Yeah, that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah, must be.
Okay.
I can just urge people to start playing with the plasma and see what they can achieve just by placing it on different spots around the house and see how they feel.
Have you had any experiences yourself, Willie?
Well, yeah, I feel great all the time almost in my house, but then it's full of plasma everywhere. So
every corner is covered, yeah?
Yeah, so I cannot really tell what's doing what anymore because it's too much stuff in there, and I just have a little cabin, and I have to carry everything outside to do accurate measurements.
So you don't even need a chair to sit anymore. You just float.
Yeah, that's taken care. Yeah, but you know, I'm not sure about the heating system, but I've got those plates in my window as Eva showed you in the earlier testimonials, and I haven't had I've had a fire in my stove like 2 times this winter, and I live in an old cold cabin, but I have 2 heating plates, 2 small ones, one on the kitchen and one in the living room. But usually I have to make fire every day, and I haven't had fire more than 2 times this winter. So it's another thing.
And what's the temperature outside average?
Yeah, average from December until now, it's like 0 -5 Celsius. Between there.
Well, that's really good. Only twice in the week here? Wow.
No, just twice this since December.
Twice since December.
I've had to light the fire in the oven, so yeah, twice or thrice. Not too much since I put the plates up, but it has gradually gotten better and better. At the first, when I had them up, it wasn't. I didn't think it was working so good, but as they have been hanging there for a while, it's just gotten better and better. So I don't know, but I have a lot of plasma water bottles everywhere and Gans bottles, and you know, some of you have seen my place. So, and I have my bed full of CO2 pads, and I never freeze in my bed, even if I think it's a little cold in the room. Always when I go to bed, it's just comfortable. Doesn't matter. So I can encourage anyone to try.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. We have a question here in the chat. Somebody's asking if anyone has experience in drinking plasma and taking sleeping tablets. I think they're called Eboga or something. Would anybody have a response to that? Any experience with drinking?
Yeah, I could only say you don't need sleeping tablets if you have underneath the bed and you cover yourself with the CO2 and the zinc oxide. You don't need any tablets anymore.
Yeah, and if you mix them in CO2 water, you could probably use with one tablet for a couple of weeks, just drinking a little of the CO2 water with the tablet. Yeah. You just have to try. Start small.
Ich denke auch, dass das für viele vielleicht am Anfang so eine Angst ist, dass es dann nicht funktionieren wird. Deswegen, ich sehe kein Problem drin, das auch parallel mal anzufangen und dann zu merken, nach 1, 2 Tagen, dass man die Tabletten weglassen kann.
Yeah, Roland is just suggesting that one might start slow and small and then see if the tablets can be left away completely. So yeah, it's playing around really, isn't it? Carefully and using the plasma water or liquid plasma and just playing around with the fields, yes. Thank you, Roland. Anybody else having any questions or any suggestions or experiences?
Ich möchte vielleicht dort noch was anhängen. Und zwar, mir in meinem Umfeld geht es auch immer so, dass ich gefragt werde, passt dies oder jenes an Medikamenten oder an Ernährung oder sonst irgendetwas zusammen, wenn ich Plasma zu mir nehme?
He wants to say something. He have in his surrounding people that are also asking, does this match if I take plasma water and I take medicaments with? So who has an answer?
Oder auch
Mr. Keshe has said that if you use CO2 water with the medicines, if you mix it with the medicine, it will enhance the medicine's effect, but it won't give you any more disadvantages or anything. So it's not kind of dangerous, you know.
So it'll clear up side effects.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember him mentioning it. People could take it with chemo, and it'll make the chemo work better, do its job with no side effects.
Yeah, I can just say that my father has drunken CO2 water during his cancer treatment, and he has had no side effects from any of the treatment. So,
And this is what makes the specialists going crazy, because it's only water if you analyze it.
yeah, that's true. Oh, and my father is great, and he has gotten his color on the hair back. He was totally gray before, and now it's black. So certainly does something to him. That's not making him older anyway.
How old is your dad, Willie?
He's 69.
Okay.
And you know, he looked like If you have seen children's television, the Frails living in the mountain, no?
No.
Uncle Traveling Mac with the white hair, that was my dad, and now he's black, as it was when he was young. Kind of strange to look at him now. I've gotten used to the white hair.
He must be delighted, huh?
Yeah, he's slowly starting to think that it might just have something to do with the plasma water, yeah.
That's a good result, yeah.
Ja, ich find das auch toll und ich habe das auch schon mehrfach mitbekommen, dass tatsächlich die Haare wieder dunkler werden und solche Dinge. Was ich aber noch sagen wollte ist, wenn man bei dem Ganswasser, das man trinkt, Eboga mit dabei haben kann, soll es angeblich, das kann ich noch nicht bestätigen, aber soll es angeblich auch von Tablettenabhängigkeiten oder solche Dinge auch lösen können. Das wäre vielleicht eine gute Idee, wenn man glaubt auch, dass man diese Tabletten braucht.
Yes, Roland says he can also say that the hair is growing darker if you use the CO2 Gans water. But also he have heard that if you use the Gans water with the Eboga, then you can even, it can be helpful to get rid of the tablets because of the Eboga in the CO2.
Yeah, that's true, Peter. And if you have diabetes, you should try that.
Yes.
But be careful and measure your blood sugar regularly in short intervals, because just so you don't put too much insulin into your body, because it might probably even relieve you totally from if you have diabetes 2 or something. So that's a possibility. I don't say it will do it, but there's some indications coming that it will do it. Yeah.
There are some interesting experiments we can do with that. Yeah.
Does anybody know if Eboga is legal in Germany?
You do get it online from Austria, and it's a powder. And as far as I know, it is legal. Yes, it is a route that is being used for strong addictions. I think for heroin addictions in some countries. Yeah.
My problem is that I'm addicted to food. My wife is Thai and she cooks very well. So I try to eat less, but if the smell in the house is so good, it's very hard to stop eating, or at least eating less. I tried since months and so far without a major success. So I think I'm very strong addicted to food.
Yeah. If she's a good chef, then there you have no chance or very little. Yeah.
Zu dem Eboga wollte ich noch sagen, es ist legal, es zu kaufen, es ist legal, es zu besitzen, aber in Deutschland darf es nicht verkauft werden. Das ist der ganze Punkt.
So Roland says it is legal, but in Germany it cannot be sold. That's the point.
Yeah, but you can order it by internet. But I can also add that in Norway it's not legal. It's on the list in Norway.
Okay, so one should check first before ordering things like that. Mm.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks.
I have a question about Deutsch für Peter. Peter, kannst du mir sagen, das läuft über Diabetes Typ 1 oder Diabetes Typ 2? Weil ich habe gerade Diabetes Typ 1.
Oh, das kann ich dir auch nicht sagen. Da wäre es hilfreich, wenn du den Dr. Klaus von der Health-Abteilung besuchen oder anschreiben würdest, was genau sie behandeln.
Peter, I can just say that it is suggested from Mr. Keshe that it might help on the diabetes 1 too.
Hast du verstanden?
Nicht ganz.
Also der Willi sagte, es ist sogar von Herrn Keshe vorgeschlagen, dass es auch bei Diabetes Typ 1 hilft.
Ah, okay, danke.
Ja,
Thank you.
gerne.
We just had the question coming up whether it works on both types of diabetes, and there might be a chance that it does. Thank you.
Yes, and so far as I know, they treat only with CO2 zinc oxide, nothing else. So no Eboga.
Yes.
That's right.
But it is told from other sources that Eboga would enhance the effect. But I'm not sure, I cannot tell by myself. I've heard that on the jungle telegraph.
Ich habe einen, der eine Tablettenabhängigkeit hat von Schmerztabletten, davon weg will, und da setzen wir jetzt dieses Eboga ein. Und noch haben wir wahrscheinlich nicht die richtige Konzentration oder Menge. Wir sind noch am Testen, aber sobald ich da was Näheres habe, sage ich euch dann noch Bescheid.
Great. Yeah, Roland was just saying that he has somebody who has an addiction with sleeping tablets, and they're testing it at the moment. So maybe we hear more from him next time. Thank you.
No, sorry, wrong. Nicht Schlaftabletten, sondern Schmerztabletten.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't sleeping pills. It was painkillers. Addiction from painkillers. Thank you.
Yeah, and I even have another. It's a Norwegian writing in the chat. His preliminary experience is not for so long, but after he started drinking CO2 water, he doesn't feel the same sensation of the sleeping pill. That he's feeling kind of a less effect, but I don't know if it's a less sleeping effect or if it's less, you get intoxicated for some minutes with those sleeping pills. So I don't know if that's, I will ask him.
Yeah, thank you. Great. Do we have more to share, Flint? Or anybody else?
Well, we have your testimonial.
Oh, yeah. Let's dig that one out. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a few pictures there?
Yes.
The ones I sent you, brilliant. I have been replicating a breathing device that one of the doctors had suggested we could use on, or Mr. Keshe has suggested as well, that we could use or should use in conjunction with other treatments like patches or CO2 water. And it's basically a nano-coated tube.
Probably this one or the next one? Probably the next one.
The next one, yeah. And they're nano-coated tubes that are going through a liquid filled with plasma water of zinc oxide and CO2. So this is the tube now. Do you mind starting from the other end maybe? Because this is the washing process now after they have been nano-coated. And I have been checking the pH level. But there's probably another one.
Yes, just a minute here.
Yeah, there you can see the tube and the device, and it has a little what you call a little pump that pumps the air through the tube, and the tube has been coiled in the water, and the water is CO2 and zinc oxide plasma water, and comes out on the other side going through a cannula, meaning a little breathing tube that you can put into your nostrils and breathe that way for half an hour, or even a night if you wanted to, or use an oxygen mask. So yeah, I've tried that personally now, and my experience with it was that there was enhanced dream activity. Now, if I used it half an hour before sleep time, I would have very intense dream states. But the combination of zinc oxide and CO2 supposed to be very good for your emotional body and the healing of the emotional side of any illness. So yeah, I left the tube for about 2 weeks in a nano-coating solution and rinsed it after that with distilled water and tried not to touch it, especially the part inside. There you can see it. I left it to dry after rinsing it, and then opened the container and put it in there, and had 2 holes on the left and the right. Yeah, I coiled it up with little, what you call them, cable binders? I don't know, or is that German? Yeah, cable binder. So very basic setup.
Did you say you left it in the caustic solution, or did you left it in the vapor?
No, I left it in a cold caustic solution.
In the solution or in the vapor?
In the solution.
Totally submerged, right?
Yes, totally submerged in the solution for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Was it hot to start with, and then it went cold?
No, I used an old coating solution that I've had for quite a while, but it was cold because I was worried that I might damage the tubes when nano coating it hot.
And this is just standard oxygen tubing.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And did you close the tubing before putting it in the solution?
Yes, you see it's a little square box, and it has a lid. So I made holes into the lid and had the ends coming out, so it was really just coiled
like this. Okay.
So it's just nano coated from the outside, not the inside. So that when it's actually hung in the CO2 zinc oxide water, the fields can come in from the outside and then go into the tube, and you'd be breathing them in.
Yes, and there would be an easier way to put the tubing. But you have to do it first to make a cross from acrylic. You can imagine a cross, simple cross. Yeah. And you wrap it around the cross then. And so you need only one these cable binders, and it would be stable. And then you could.
Yeah, you mean in the middle, yeah?
Exactly. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't have anything like that available, so. But I've heard about it. It's actually a much easier way, and you wouldn't be touching it as much. Yes.
Universe always work with what is available.
Yeah. Yeah. Has anybody else tried something like that, or in a different look?
I certainly will, but I haven't nano-coated it yet. For now, I have only my shisha with the water in, but it works very well too.
Yeah, yeah. And what would you use it for, or would you have people that use it on something?
You know, I use it just for one breath, only 1 or 2 breaths, no more, and it's enough. It changed totally the situation in my lungs. I can breathe deeper. I have a much deeper breath afterwards, and it's enough, 1 or 2 breaths.
And what combination of liquid would you use?
I have the CO2 and the zinc oxide.
Mm-hmm. And you do 50-50, or would you have a different?
Yes, like 50-50.
Mm. Yeah, interesting.
Mind-blowing.
Genau. Kann man sehr gut auch.
Mind-blowing. Brilliant.
Das kann man auch sehr gut einsetzen, glaube ich, bei Lungenproblemen generell und auch natürlich bei Asthma oder sowas, ne?
Yeah, it's probable.
Yeah, you understood.
It's probable to use it on infections having to do with the lung or on asthmatic conditions. Yes. Thank you for adding that. Yeah. That's my little testimonial. Do we have anybody else who would like to add?
I could just make a small repetition and also share some files. If I thought I could share them here in the meeting, but it looks like it's not possible. But maybe Flint could do something to share some 3D files if someone wanted to.
Yeah, if you send me the links or the files, put them in Zoom or something.
It's just a zip file with 4 files in it, and it's not.
Open up a message to me in Zoom and drop it in.
Yeah, let's see. The file is just 30 kilobytes when it's compressed. So, but okay, if I may share my screen, then I can show you what it is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Eric, show us what you have there for us.
Oh, there's another participant that is sharing, it says.
Yeah, me.
I'll kick you out now. Should be working now for you, Eric.
Yeah, now it comes. And we have this. Okay. Some of you have seen this before, but I found out that somebody would like to have this. And let me just explain what it is. It's for the reactor testing. You know, you have such a cheap ball from China for hanging on the Christmas tree. And you can glue this together and put some GANSes or Gans Water in it, what you like. And then I have made such a little thing. It's a 3D printed thing. It has a thread here. And when you apply some glue, I have used this 10-second glue because it will be more accurate. I haven't tested if it can last high RPM. I haven't tested that, but I think it will be enough. And then you glue it to, and of course, if you glue it this way, you will see that it's just like a bicycle wheel that has been molested. So but it's very hard to make it so that it runs just like the poles, that the equator doesn't go like this when it turns. You can see it's turning down there. And in order to make this working, I have made such an aluminum plate It's 4 millimeters thick. And if I still have it around, yes, I have printed this part that is like a template in order to drill holes accurately in the plate, so that the 4 or the 3 outer holes here, they fits the holes here. So we can put in the plate. And the motor you have to find out to make the holes inside so what you do is you first mount this plate on the motor, and then you put it on here and mount it inside the hole and add the 3 screws. Then you have something like this running around. I have used some small motors that is unfortunately not so easy for everyone to use, because this is 3-phase motors used on drones for stabilizing the camera, gyro stabilization. But you can also use other motors, but then you will not get so accurate RPM as you can with this setup. So what I can offer for you is, when we look at this one, it has a thread in the hole here. And when you take this little thing, you can screw it on. Or I can show it here. It's just like you have an electric bulb. You can screw it out. This way you can have many reactors and you can shift them easily. And then it runs again. And then I have some special electronics I made here. And I'm nearly finished now with modifying the user interface. So it has some accelerator buttons here, so it's very fast to adjust the RPM of the system. Here you have to press a lot of times to make it run faster. And what I didn't mention was that the 3 screws here are for balancing it. If you look at this one, you can see there are holes in it. Then you can just take a 3 millimeter screw and screw into it. And by screwing in or out, then you can move the center of gravity in the axle, so you can balance it. Because if you run very fast with it, I don't think you have to run so fast, because Mr. Keshe indicated, I think, that you don't have to run that fast with it, but it's a possibility. So what I will do is I will send the zip file to Flint, and I don't know how it's possible to. Shall I do it now so everyone gets a link to something, or what? What do you say, Flint?
Whatever you want to do, or you can Zoom me personally, and I'll just download it. And
yeah, I see. I have you here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have Flint here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I must be able to groom soup chat. I should say no. No.
Yeah.
That's because it's a participant list. I have to use my normal Zoom.
Yeah, your normal Zoom. Yes.
Yes, and there we have Flint. And send file. And then on desktop. And so now that's done. So you can share the way you want to do. So that was just a small presentation of this, and this is quite a nice little tool, because it doesn't get better than your 3D printer, and unfortunately I have designed a 3D printer for making much more accurate prints, but this one has an uneven cooling of the plastic, so it's a little uneven, but it's within 2 or 3/10 of a millimeter, quite good. It will not be a problem to run fast with it. So that was about this thing. And the other thing I can mention is I can only encourage people to put up the heating system in their room in order to save heat. And you can use I have to remove this so I can see what I do. You can have such a little bag. I have a welder that can weld the bags. And you see this one is with the zinc mixture. And what you have to do, if it's not understood by everyone, you have the 4 basic GANSes. And you have one at each corner of the room. And then you have a drop of each of the 3 other GANSes in the other corners in each of these bags in order to make the fields interact. And maybe also some amino acid, or if you don't have that, maybe some of your blood, a little drop, so you can connect to this. And in my experience, this gets better with time. An observation about this heating is that I have a wall inside the house. And right now I have to adjust down the heat in the house. You can see here, this is the temperature of a wall that is inside the house between the kitchen and the living room where I have this system installed. And this other measurement is the outer wall to the outside with 3 degrees outside. And this is remarkable because this house is not so well insulated. I actually spent around 4,000 euro a year to heat this house. So this is very welcome. I think I will get at least a third reduction in the heat as it runs now, but it has not been done yet. I don't have nano-coated plates in other rooms than the living room I'm sitting in. All the rest of the rooms has no cover plates. And from what I understood from Mr. Keshe is that the stronger the fields you have interacting, the more heat you get. So I was suggesting, and some of you have seen it before, and now I repeat it, if you have such a macro coil and you GANS it in another way, so you just have a single one with a ball in the middle with GANSes, and you make a gradient this from center and outside and add plate to the 2 wires, then I think you will get a much stronger interaction than just 2 cover plates connected with a nano-coated wire. And
sorry, Eric.
Yeah.
There was a question here in the chat. Would you know what the RPM is?
You can look here. Can't you see it in the display?
No, we see your device with the ball on top.
What with my finger there? 200.
I'm sorry?
Look at my tip of my finger, 250 RPM. And with this electronics, I can make it run a bit over 2,000 RPM, and I don't think that is necessary.
I don't think we're seeing what you're showing. Are you seeing? I'm confused.
Can you see my hand?
No. All we're seeing is your beautiful project.
Oh. You have to share your video, not your camera, not your video file. You have a video file there, right? Or are you sharing your camera?
I'm sure. I have
There we go. We saw that. We see your mouse moving around.
But you cannot see what's in the window.
Yeah, now we see the 250 RPMs.
Yes, it's saying 250 now. Yeah, it was paused for some reason there.
Okay. I just moved the windows and then it started moving, or what? And you can see for the ones that is receiving this little thing as a gift, here's just the principle of it, that you can adjust the RPM and make it spin faster. But this is an early software I had to use because I have one more here, and that will come with the right software, so it's easy to adjust the RPM. But it was not quite finished today. There's been some other things I had to do. So this must be enough about this. And I have been thinking, I don't know how big the demand is, but maybe there's a possibility to make some RPM control of ordinary computer fans, but maybe I should shut up because I have enough to do at the moment.
Thank you, Eric. Can I just ask, what are you trying to achieve in general? Are you testing the fields using different GANSes, or what is your aim at the moment with this?
The current aim of this is to help a friend, some friends. And I have one more, as you see, there was one PCB more here, and that is for myself. And this, I have made everything except the components itself. I have made everything, the diagram, the printed circuit board layout, and etched the PCB and drilled the holes and mounted all the components and tested the software and made it work. And I can make more of them. So I think my friends and I, we will make more of these if we succeed in the goals to make it work and get some of the effects Mr. Keshe talks about. And in order to have more, give more the possibility, I have now shared the PCB files so that you can print these parts yourself. I guess there's so many 3D printers on the market today and sold today, so that if you don't have one yourself, you probably know someone who has a printer. Yeah, and I showed you the temperature, and I can just mention that work in progress is the machine for nanocoating. I want to make some repeatability in doing the nanocoating, so I intend to make a little machine, microprocessor controlled, that can control the temperature of the steam bath and can drain the nano-coated the materials we want to nanocoat with regular intervals, and see what quality I get when I do it in different ways. So that is something that is going on for the next week too. And I hope to be finished with it in a month. We'll have to see. I think it is, but I will encourage you to do this heating, because it is a lot of money to save, and it's so easy. You can just use an ordinary zip bag. You don't need a welder. Just use a bag like this and punch a hole and a little nail in the wall, and then you can hang them up. I recommend that highly. And even if you don't get the very big result in the beginning, don't give up, because the field has to build up, and it gets better and better, I think. Just like we saw with the greenhouse in the beginning of the testimonials. So try it. It's one of the really valuable things, and especially for those who hardly have money to heat something. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Eric. That's very interesting. Yeah. Good experiments to heat your house. Yeah, we had a few of those already. This is a new one. Very good. Thank you. Good. Is there anyone else who would like to show us what they have done or share an experience? Just feel free and open your microphone.
Well, I just want to thank you for doing this. This is my first time to your testimonials, and I've really enjoyed listening to each other's stories. So I want to thank you, Danny, for doing this. This is a brilliant idea. Thank you.
I'm thanking you, your experiences, and we're all learning. So I'm delighted we can exchange our experiments with the Keshe technology and teach each other. Thank you very much. Now, Flint, I would say if nobody else has anything that he or she would like to share, we could just wrap up for tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Okay, then I say thank you to everyone. And is that correct, Flint? The next meeting would be on 10th of April?
Yes, that's right.
Is that correct?
Yep,
So,
10th of April, 7 p.m. Universal Time.
I have a question, Flint. The files I sent you, how do people get to that file if they want to?
I was taking a look at them. They're all exactly 84 kilobytes. Is that correct? And I tried opening them up and they don't show anything. I know they're DXF files.
Yeah, I have to make, I didn't mention that. This is the DXL files. And that is compatible with the AutoCAD and other CAD programs also.
Yes, I understand that. Were they all exactly 84 kilobytes?
Oh, I don't know. I don't
That
know.
seems odd.
You got the zip file and you can open it. I guess it will be okay.
Well, yeah. Once we
there's one that is 85.9, and yeah, I don't know why they are so equal in size, but I think it's okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
because, you know, it's quite simple. When you look at the geometry of what I've made, it's quite simple. It's the wrapping of the data that fills up a lot.
Yeah, I can put them in our student chat on Zoom, but I also can put them out on Facebook, perhaps. If you
right
want
now, yeah, I don't mind. But right now, I regret that I haven't added the STL files also, because it was actually John that wanted these files. Maybe I should send you one more zip file with STL file. That stands for stereo lithography files.
Okay.
Because you have them, you have a program in connection with your printer where you take the STL files and convert the STL files to a decode file. And that is food for the printer that then makes the part that's described in the decode file. So
yeah, we'll get that organized and get that all put together.
I will fix it within 10 minutes or so and send it to you, Flint.
Okay.
Flint can do magic, and he has all night now.
Yeah.
Speaking about night, wish you all a good night.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you all.
Yes, thank you all for coming.
But a good thing to have both types of file is if you have this STL file and no CAD program, you can print it as is. And if you have the DXL files and want to modify something, you can do that with the DXL files. Okay.
Yes, I understand. Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
Okay. This has been the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute public teaching for Monday, March 13th, 2017, the fourth public meeting for Testimonials. Again, Monday, April 10th is the next meeting at 7 p.m. Universal Time on this same number. So you all have a good rest of your day, evening, and we'll see you next time.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.